I gave up everything for my family, my dreams, my savings, my future. And when I finally asked for something in return, they told me there was no money. But 2 weeks later, they wired $15,000 to my brother for a brand new car. That's when I realized something that shattered me. In my family, sacrifice was only expected from one person, me. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and this is the story of how I funded my brother's entire life while mine was put on permanent hold. I started working at 17, not for college savings or weekend trips, but because my parents sat me down one evening and told me my little brother Dylan was special. He had potential, he deserved opportunities, and as the older sibling, it was my responsibility to help provide them. I didn't question it. I loved Dylan. I loved my family. So I worked, part-time at a diner during high school, full-time at a call center after graduation. I handed over 70% of every paycheck. My parents managed the rest. They said it was for household expenses, for Dylan's tutoring, for his future. Years blurred together. Dylan got into a top university. I cheered louder than anyone. He graduated with honors. I cried tears of pride. He landed a 6-figure job abroad. I celebrated like it was my own victory. Because, in a way, it was. I built that success with my own hands. But then I met James. He was kind, stable, and ready to build a life together. When he proposed, I said yes. And for the first time in a decade, I let myself imagine my own future. That's when I made the mistake of asking my family for help with the wedding, and everything I believed about love, loyalty, and family came crashing down. What happened next changed everything, and I'm about to tell you exactly how I made them realize what they'd lost. Let me take you back to where this really started. I was 17 when my parents called a family meeting. Those words always made my stomach drop. My dad, Robert, sat at the head of the table. My mom, Linda, had that serious look she wore when discussing money. Dylan, just 13 at the time, looked confused. "Sarah," my dad began, "you're going to graduate soon. We need to talk about your future." I nodded, hopeful. Maybe they'd saved something for my college fund? "Your brother has exceptional grades," my mom continued. "He could get into an Ivy League school, but scholarships won't cover everything. We need to make sure he has every advantage." My dad leaned forward. "We know you've been thinking about college, but we think it's better if you work for a few years. Help us give Dylan the opportunities you didn't have." The room tilted. The opportunities I didn't have? They made it sound like I'd already failed, like my future was already decided, already less important. "It's just for a few years," my mom added, reaching for my hand. "Once Dylan is established, you can go back to school. We'll help you then." I wanted to scream, to cry, to ask why my dreams had an expiration date while Dylan's had unlimited funding. But I looked at my little brother's face, innocent, hopeful, and I couldn't do it. "Okay," I whispered, "I'll help." That decision cost me everything. I started working doubles at Morrison's Diner. My hands smelled of grease and coffee no matter how many times I washed them. I'd come home at midnight, collapse into bed, and wake up at 6 to do it again. Every 2 weeks, I handed my parents 70% of my paycheck in cash. They'd count it at the kitchen table like a transaction. No thank you, no acknowledgement, just a nod and a reminder of next month's expenses. Dylan's tutoring, Dylan's SAT prep, Dylan's college application fees, Dylan's laptop, Dylan's campus visits. I paid for all of it. Meanwhile, my friends went to college. They posted pictures of dorm rooms, football games, late-night study sessions. I double-tapped and felt something inside me wither. It's temporary, I told myself. Family comes first. When Dylan got accepted to Stanford, my parents threw a huge party. Extended family came. Everyone celebrated. My Aunt Patricia pulled me aside and said, "You must be so proud. Your sacrifices are paying off." I smiled, but inside, I wondered when my payoff would come. Dylan's college years were the hardest. Tuition, housing, books, living expenses. It all fell on our family, which meant it fell on me. I took a second job at a call center. I worked 70-hour weeks. I stopped seeing friends. I stopped dating. I stopped dreaming. My parents kept promising, once Dylan graduates and gets a job, things will be different. He'll help out. You'll finally get your turn. I believed them. I needed to believe them. 4 years later, Dylan graduated summa cum laude. He got a job at a tech company in Seattle, making $90,000 a year. I waited for things to change. They didn't. Dylan sent money home occasionally, a few hundred here and there for birthdays or holidays, but the financial burden still mine. He's just starting out, my parents explained. He needs to establish himself, save for his future. And what about mine? That question burned in my throat, but I swallowed it down. I always swallowed it down. Until the day I couldn't anymore. Everything shifted when I met James Cooper. It was a random Tuesday at the call center. He called about a billing error, and instead of the usual angry customer, he was patient, kind. He even apologized for taking up my time. We ended up talking for 40 minutes, way beyond the resolved issue. Before hanging up, he asked if the company allowed employees to grab coffee with customers. I laughed. Definitely not. "Good thing I'm not a customer anymore then," he said. "I just canceled my account." I should have said no. I should have followed protocol. But something in his voice made me feel seen for the first time in years. We met that weekend, then the next, and the next. James was a civil engineer, stable, thoughtful, and refreshingly uncomplicated. He didn't come from money, but he managed his finances responsibly. He had dreams, but he also had plans. For 6 months, I kept him separate from my family. I wasn't ready to explain the dynamics. How do you tell someone that your entire adult life has been an installment plan for your brother's success? But James noticed things. "Why do you work so much?" he'd ask. "Just saving up," I'd deflect. "You never talk about your family. We're complicated." He didn't push. He just waited. When he proposed 8 months later, simple, heartfelt, perfect, I said yes immediately. That's when I knew I had to tell my family. And for the first time in 10 years, I was going to ask them for something. I drove to their house on a Sunday afternoon. Dylan was visiting from Seattle, a rare occurrence since he'd moved. "I have news," I announced over lunch. My mom looked up from her plate. "Oh, I'm engaged." There was a pause. Then my mom smiled, polite, thin. "That's sudden." "We've been together almost a year." "A year?" My dad frowned. "You never mentioned him." "Because you never asked about my life." "His name is James. He's wonderful. And we're planning a small wedding this fall." Dylan raised his glass. "Congrats, sis. That's awesome." I smiled at him. At least someone was genuinely happy. "Actually," I continued, my heart pounding, "I wanted to ask for your help." My mom's smile froze. "Nothing huge," I added quickly. "Just maybe 5,000 or 6,000 for the venue and catering. James and I are covering most of it, but it would really help to—" "Sarah," my dad interrupted, setting down his fork. "This really isn't a good time." I blinked. "What?" "Money's tight," my mom added, not meeting my eyes. "Your father's company's restructuring. We're watching every penny." Something cold settled in my chest. "I've been giving you money for 10 years, I said quietly. and we've appreciated it. But that was for family necessities. A wedding is personal. Personal? Funding Dylan's entire education, that was family. But my wedding, the first thing I'd asked for in a decade, that was personal. Maybe you should postpone, my mom suggested. Save up a bit more. You're already in your late 20s. What's another year or two? I looked at Dylan. He looked uncomfortable, but said nothing. Right, I said, standing. I understand. I left before they could see my hands shaking. 2 weeks later, I called my mom to wish her a happy birthday. "Oh, Sarah, you won't believe the wonderful news," she gushed. "Dylan just bought a new car, a Tesla. We're so proud. My father and I sent him $15,000 to help with the down payment." The phone nearly slipped from my hand. "You sent him $15,000? Well, he needed reliable transportation. Seattle traffic is terrible." I hung up without saying goodbye. And that's when I made my decision. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't send a furious text or make a dramatic announcement. I just stopped. That night, I opened my banking app and canceled the automatic transfer I'd set up years ago, the one that sent $1,500 to my parents' account every month like clockwork. Then I called my mom and asked for the Venmo request she'd sent 2 days earlier for household repairs. "Oh, did you not see it?" she asked. "I saw it," I said calmly. "I'm just not sending it." Pause. "Excuse me?" "I'm not sending money anymore, Mom." "Sarah Louise, we have bills." "So do I. I have a wedding to pay for. By myself, apparently." "That's not fair. You know we'd help if we could." "You just sent Dylan $15,000 for a car." Silence. "That was different," she finally said. "You're right. It was. Dylan asked and got $15,000 immediately. I asked for $5 and got told money was tight. So I'm making a choice. From now on, my money stays with me." "Sarah Louise Mitchell, you can't just—" "I love you, Mom, but I'm done." I hung up. My hands were shaking, but not from fear, from relief. For the first time in 10 years, I'd chosen myself. James came over that night. I told him everything. The years of sacrifice, the request, the car, the decision. He held me while I finally cried. "You should have told me sooner," he whispered. "You should have never had to carry this alone." I thought I was doing the right thing. "You were, but they took advantage of your kindness, and that's on them, not you." The next morning, I blocked my parents' Venmo, changed my banking passwords, rerouted my direct deposit into a new account they didn't have access to. For 3 weeks, nothing happened. No calls, no texts, no check-ins. It was like they didn't even notice. And honestly, that hurt more than anything. Then on a Thursday evening, my phone exploded. 7 missed calls from my mom, 4 from my dad, a string of texts. Mom: "Sarah, the mortgage payment bounced. What's going on?" Mom: "Call me immediately." Dad: "This isn't funny. We have bills due." Mom: "How could you do this to us?" I stared at the screen. How could I do this to them? I typed out a long, angry response, deleted it, typed another, deleted that too. Finally, I sent one line. Me: "I told you 3 weeks ago I wasn't sending money anymore. You didn't believe me." My mom called instantly. I let it ring. She texted, "We need to talk about this like adults." I tried. You dismissed me. You chose Dylan's car over my wedding, so I'm choosing myself now. You're being selfish. That word, selfish, stung like a slap. I'd given them 10 years, tens of thousands of dollars, my youth, my dreams, and the moment I stopped, I was selfish. I didn't respond. That weekend, Dylan called. "Hey sis," he said carefully. "Mom called crying. What's going on?" I explained. Everything. He was quiet for a long moment. I didn't know it was that much," he finally said. "I thought they were just helping out here and there." "They weren't. I've been funding your life since I was 17. Sarah, I'm not mad at you, Dylan, but I need you to understand. I sacrificed everything, and when I asked for a fraction of it back, I was told money was tight. Then they sent you 15 grand 2 weeks later." He exhaled shakily. "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." Now you do. But knowing and acting are two very different things. My parents showed up at my apartment unannounced. I heard the pounding on my door Saturday morning, aggressive, demanding. I opened it to find both of them standing there, faces tight with frustration. "We need to talk," my dad said, brushing past me without invitation. My mom followed, her purse clutched like a weapon. "You can't just cut us off without warning," she started immediately. "I gave you 3 weeks warning. You ignored it." "We thought you were being emotional," she snapped. "We didn't think you'd actually do it." "Why wouldn't I? You made it clear where I stand in this family." My dad crossed his arms. "That's not fair, Sarah. We've always loved you." "But you've never valued me," I interrupted. "There's a difference." "That's ridiculous." "Is it?" I grabbed my phone and opened my banking app. I'd been tracking every dollar for years. $92,000 in the last decade. 92,000. Do you know how much you've given me in that same time? Silence. Nothing. Not a birthday check. Not a graduation gift. Not a single emergency loan. Nothing. But Dylan gets a $15,000 gift for a car, while I'm told you can't afford to help with my wedding. Your brother needed, and I didn't? My voice cracked. I needed college. I needed support. I needed parents who saw me as more than a backup bank account. My mom's face reddened. How dare you? We raised you. We gave you a home, food, love. And I paid you back 100 times over, but it's never enough, is it? Because in this family, I'm not the child who gets invested in. I'm the child who invests in everyone else. My dad stepped forward. You're being selfish and ungrateful. That word again, selfish. You want to know what's selfish? I said, my voice deadly calm. Taking advantage of your daughter's love for a decade, convincing her that sacrifice is noble while you funnel her money to her brother, dismissing her one request and then acting shocked when she finally draws a boundary. We're your parents. Then act like it, I shouted. Act like you care about my life as much as you care about Dylan's. Act like my dreams matter. Act like I'm more than just a revenue stream. The room went silent. My mom's eyes filled with tears, but they felt manipulative, tactical. If you don't help us, we could lose the house. And there it was, the guilt trip, the final weapon. Then downsize, sell it and buy something smaller, get part-time jobs, ask Dylan to contribute more, figure it out the way I've had to figure everything out my entire adult life. Dylan's saving for his future. And I'm not allowed to save for mine? No response. Here's what's going to happen. I'm getting married in 4 months. I'm building a life with someone who actually sees my value. You're invited to the wedding, but I'm done funding your lifestyle. If you want a relationship with me moving forward, it's going to be as parents, not creditors. My dad's jaw tightened. "You'll regret this." "Maybe, but I'll regret staying trapped even more." They left without another word. The door slammed so hard, my neighbor peeked out to check if I was okay. I locked the door, slid down against it, and for the first time in years, I felt free. But my family wasn't done fighting yet. The guilt campaign started immediately. My phone became a battlefield. "Mom, your father hasn't slept in days. The stress is killing him." "Aunt Patricia, I heard what you did. How could you abandon your parents like this?" "Cousin Rachel, family helps family, Sarah. This is shameful." Messages from relatives I hadn't heard from in years suddenly flooded in, all with the same theme. I was ungrateful, selfish, cruel. My mother had clearly made calls. She'd spun the narrative her way. The devoted parents who sacrificed everything, betrayed by their heartless daughter who abandoned them in their time of need. No mention of the $92,000. No mention of Dylan's $15,000 gift. No mention of the 10 years I'd spent funding their lives. Just me, the villain. James watched me scroll through the messages, his jaw tight. "Block them," he said. "All of them. They're family." "They're abusers," he corrected. "This is emotional manipulation. They're weaponizing your guilt to control you." He wasn't wrong, but knowing it logically and feeling it emotionally were different things. One message, though, stopped me cold. It was from Dylan. "Can we talk? Please?" I stared at it for a long time before responding. Me. "Fine. Call me." He did, within seconds. "Sarah," he started, and his voice was strained. "Mom is getting calls nonstop. She's falling apart. She's manipulating you," he said, surprising me. "I know. She is. But is it true? Did you really send them $92,000? "Yes." A long pause. "And they asked you for wedding money and said no?" "Yes." "And then they sent me 15 grand for a car 2 weeks later?" "Yes." He exhaled, long and shaky. "Sarah, I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't know the full extent. I thought you were helping out a little, like a few hundred a month. Not that." "They never told you?" "No. They just said you were contributing to the household. I thought Dad's job covered most of it. I thought they were financially stable. If I'd known—" "What?" I interrupted. "What would you have done differently?" Silence. That silence spoke volumes. "I don't know," he finally admitted. "I guess I just took it for granted. I thought they were taking care of you the way they took care of me. I didn't ask questions." "You benefited from my sacrifice, Dylan. You knew I was working multiple jobs while you went to Stanford. You never asked why. I was a kid. You're 27 now. You've been working a 6-figure job for 3 years. How much have you sent them?" Another pause. "A few thousand? Maybe 5 total?" 5,000. In 3 years. I'd sent 92,000 in 10. "Do you see the problem now?" I asked quietly. "Yeah," he whispered. "Yeah, I do. I love you, Dylan, but I'm done being the family ATM. If Mom and Dad are struggling, you need to step up. Not me, not anymore." "I will," he said quickly. "I'll talk to them. I'll help more, I promise." "Good, but I need you to understand something. I'm not the villain here, and I won't be guilt-tripped into thinking I am." "You're not," he said. "Sarah, you're not. You're the one who gave up everything, and I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner." It wasn't enough, but it was something. We hung up, and I felt a tiny bit lighter, but my phone buzzed again. "Mom, "We're going to lose the house because of you. I hope you can live with that." I blocked her number, and I didn't feel guilty at all. Planning my wedding became an act of rebellion. Every decision I made, every flower arrangement, every menu choice, every seating chart felt like reclaiming a piece of myself I'd lost years ago. James and I kept it small, intimate, 50 guests, a garden venue, simple, elegant, ours. I didn't put my parents on the RSVP list immediately. I needed space to decide if I even wanted them there. James respected my hesitation. "It's your day," he said. "You get to choose who celebrates with you." 2 months before the wedding, I finally sent them an invitation. No note, no explanation, just the formal card. My mom called within an hour. I almost didn't answer, but I did. "Sarah," she said, and her voice was different, quieter, less combative. "Thank you for the invitation." "I'm still your parents," I said, simply. I know things have been difficult." Difficult was one word for it. "Mom, I don't want to fight anymore, but I need you to understand, I'm not coming back to how things were. I can't." "I know," she said, and I heard something crack in her voice. "Your father and I have been talking. Dylan told us the full amount you've sent over the years." "You knew?" "We knew you were helping. We didn't realize it was everything. We didn't see what we were taking from you." I wanted to believe her, but I'd heard apologies before. "Dylan's been sending us money every month now. He's covering the mortgage. We're managing." "Good." "Sarah, She paused. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we made you feel invisible. I'm sorry we didn't celebrate your sacrifices the way we celebrated Dylan's achievements. You deserved better." My throat tightened. Why did you do it? Why was it always him over me? She was quiet for a long time. "I don't have a good answer," she finally said. "Dylan was the baby. He was brilliant and charming, and we got caught up in his potential. And you were always so strong, so capable. We took that for granted. We thought you didn't need us the way he did." "I needed you," I whispered. "I needed you to see me." "I know, and I'm sorry we didn't." It wasn't absolution, but it was acknowledgement. "I want you at the wedding, both of you, but I need you to understand, this day isn't about you. It's not about Dylan. It's about me and James. Can you do that?" "Yes, we can." I hung up feeling complicated, not healed, not fixed, but maybe moving towards something like peace. The next month passed in a blur. Dress fittings, cake tastings, final guest confirmations. Dylan called every week to check in. He'd started therapy, he told me. He was working through his own guilt about how our family dynamics had shaped us both. "I think I've been the golden child for so long, I didn't realize it came at your expense," he admitted one night. "You were a kid," I said, softer now. "It wasn't your fault. But I'm an adult now, and I could have done better sooner." "You're doing better now. That's what matters." 2 weeks before the wedding, a package arrived. Inside was a check from Dylan for $20,000. The note read, "Sarah, I can't give you back the years, but I can try to balance the scales. Use this for the wedding, for your honeymoon, for whatever you need. I love you. I'm sorry. D." I sat on my couch and cried, not from sadness this time, but from something that felt almost like healing. My wedding day was perfect. Not because everything went according to plan, because it didn't. The florist delivered peonies instead of roses. The DJ showed up 30 minutes late. My mom's mascara ran during the ceremony, and she had to reapply 3 times. But it was perfect because it was mine.
I walked down the aisle to a string quartet playing Can't Help Falling in Love, no one giving me away because I wasn't property to be transferred. James waited at the end, his eyes shining. When I reached him, he whispered, "You're stunning." And for the first time in my life, I felt it. Not beautiful because someone validated me, but beautiful because I finally saw my own worth. The ceremony was short and sweet. We wrote our own vows. Mine started with, "James, you saw me when I was invisible to everyone else. You valued me when I didn't value myself. You gave me permission to choose my own happiness." His voice broke when he said, "Sarah, you are the strongest person I've ever met, and I promise to spend every day proving you didn't have to be strong alone anymore." When we kissed, the crowd erupted. I glanced at my parents in the front row. My mom was sobbing, really sobbing, not the manipulative tears I'd seen before. My dad had his arm around her, his own eyes damp. Dylan stood off to the side, clapping loudly, a huge grin on his face. At the reception, my dad pulled me aside during the cocktail hour. "Sarah," he said, his voice rough, "I owe you an apology, a real one." I waited. "I failed you as a father. I let my pride in Dylan blind me to your sacrifices. I let your strength become an excuse to ignore your needs. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." He looked older suddenly, tired, worn down by guilt he'd finally allowed himself to feel. "I can't undo the past, but I want to do better. I want to be a father you're proud of, not one you have to protect yourself from." I didn't hug him, not yet, but I nodded. "Thank you," I said. "That means something." Later, during the father-daughter dance, we swayed to butterfly kisses. He whispered, "I see you now, Sarah. I promise I see you." I rested my head on his shoulder and let myself believe him. Dylan's toast was the highlight of the night. He stood, champagne glass raised, and said, "Most of you know me as Sarah's little brother, the Stanford grad, the tech guy, the golden child." Uncomfortable laughter rippled through the room. But here's what you don't know. Sarah built that success with her own hands, her own sacrifice. She gave up college so I could go. She worked 70-hour weeks so I could focus on my studies. She put her dreams on hold so I could chase mine. The room went silent. And for years, I took that for granted. I accepted her sacrifices like they were owed to me. I didn't question, I didn't thank her enough. I didn't step up when I should have. His voice wavered. "But Sarah, sis, you taught me something crucial. You taught me that love isn't about obligation, it's about choice. And you chose to love us, even when we didn't deserve it, even when we failed you." Tears streamed down his face. "So today, I'm choosing differently. I'm choosing to honor you, to support you, to be the brother you always deserved." He raised his glass higher. "To Sarah, the strongest, most selfless person I know, may your marriage be filled with all the love you've given and never received enough of." The room exploded in applause, and I finally felt seen. James and I spent 2 weeks in Greece for our honeymoon. Santorini sunsets, Mykonos beaches, Athens history. But more than the destinations, I remember the peace. For the first time in a decade, I wasn't calculating bills in my head. I wasn't checking my bank account nervously. I wasn't bracing for the next financial request. I was just present. One evening, we sat on a cliff overlooking the Aegean Sea, wine glasses in hand. "Do you regret it?" James asked suddenly. "Regret what?" "The years, the sacrifice, all of it." I thought about it, really thought about it. "I regret that it was expected," I said slowly. "I regret that my parents didn't see what they were doing. I regret that I lost so much time." I paused. "But I don't regret loving my family. I don't regret helping Dylan, because that's who I am. I just wish I wish it had been appreciated instead of assumed. James squeezed my hand. You deserved better. I did, but I'm getting better now. And I meant it. The trip gave me space to process everything. The years of sacrifice, the confrontation, the tentative reconciliation. I realized something important. Healing isn't linear. Some days I felt genuinely at peace with my family. Other days I felt flashes of anger at the lost years. Both were valid. James became my sounding board. He never told me how to feel. He just listened. You're allowed to be angry and love them at the same time, he'd remind me. That permission to hold complexity was revolutionary. When we returned home, reality set back in. My parents had sent a card to our hotel, a simple note thanking us for including them in the wedding and promising to do better. Dylan had texted updates about taking over more financial responsibilities at home. My extended family, the ones who'd sent guilt trip messages months before, had gone silent. Good. I didn't need their approval. I started seeing a therapist, not because I was broken, but because I wanted tools to navigate the complicated dynamics I'd grown up in. Dr. Patel was a godsend. You're not responsible for your parents' financial security, she told me in our third session. You never were. They're adults. They made choices. You were a child pressured into a role you should never have carried. Hearing that from a professional, someone objective, cracked something open in me. I cried in that session, hard, ugly, cathartic tears. You're grieving, Dr. Patel said gently, grieving the childhood you deserved, the support you should have had, the equity your brother received and you didn't. She was right. I was grieving, but I was also healing. Over the next few months, I set firm boundaries with my family. No more financial discussions unless I brought them up. No more guilt trips. No more expectations that I'd fix their problems. To my surprise, they respected it. My mom called once a week, not to ask for anything, but to actually ask about my life. My dad sent me an article about a promotion opportunity at a local company, unprompted. Dylan visited twice just to hang out, no agenda. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. One Sunday dinner at their house, my mom said something that stunned me. Sarah, I've been thinking, if you still want to go to college, your father and I would like to help. We can't cover everything, but we have some savings now that Dylan's contributing. We could pay for a few classes. I stared at her. You want to help me go to school? Yes, we should have done it 10 years ago. We can't undo that, but we can start now. I didn't take the money, but the offer, that meant everything.
Rebuilding trust with my family was slow, messy, and non-linear. There were good days, days where I felt genuinely hopeful about our future, and there were hard days, days where old resentments bubbled up unexpectedly. One evening, I was at my parents' house for dinner. It was supposed to be casual, just the four of us. My mom made my favorite lasagna. My dad asked about James's new project. Dylan joked about his terrible dating life. It felt almost normal. But then my mom said, "Sarah, we're so proud of how responsible you've always been." Something in me snapped. Responsible? I repeated, fork frozen midair. Well, yes, you've always been so mature, so I was parentified. I wasn't a mature. I was forced to grow up too fast because you put adult responsibilities on me when I was 17. The table went silent. I didn't mean, my mom stammered. I know you didn't, but that's the problem. You still don't see how damaging it was.
You frame my sacrifice as a positive trait instead of acknowledging it was exploitation." My dad set down his glass. "Sarah, that's not fair, isn't it?" I looked at him directly. "You asked a teenager to fund her brother's education. You accepted $92,000 from me over 10 years without ever questioning if I could afford it. You told me there was no money for my wedding and then sent Dylan 15 grand for a car. How is that fair?" Dylan shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe we should—" "No," I said firmly. "We need to talk about this, because if we don't, we're just pretending, and I'm done pretending everything's okay when it's not." My mom's eyes filled with tears. "What do you want from us, Sarah?" "Acknowledgement. Real acknowledgement. Not 'you were so responsible,' not 'we're proud of you,' but 'we were wrong. We hurt you. We took advantage of your love, and we're sorry." My dad looked down at his plate. My mom wiped her eyes. And then, quietly, my dad said, "You're right." I blinked. "We were wrong," he continued, looking up at me. "We did hurt you. We did take advantage. And we're sorry. Not because you're demanding it, but because it's true." My mom nodded, tears streaming. "I've been so afraid to say it out loud because once I admit how badly we failed you, I have to live with that, and it's unbearable." Her voice broke. "But you're right. You deserved better. You deserved parents who protected your dreams instead of sacrificing them, and we didn't do that." I felt my own tears coming. "Thank you," I whispered. That's all I needed to hear. Dinner continued, quieter but somehow lighter. Later, as James and I drove home, he asked, "How do you feel?" "Exhausted," I admitted, "but relieved. I think that's the first time they've really understood." "You were brave tonight," he said. "I was tired of pretending." Over the following weeks, things shifted. My parents started going to therapy, couples counseling to address their financial codependency, and individual sessions to work through their guilt. Dylan became more intentional about checking in, not just surface-level texts, but real conversations. "I'm trying to unpack why I felt so entitled to your help," he told me one afternoon. "My therapist says I internalized the golden child role so deeply, I didn't even see how unfair it was." "How does it feel now that you see it?" I asked. "Awful, but necessary." We weren't a perfect family. We were a broken family trying to heal, and maybe that was enough.
6 months after the wedding, I made a decision that surprised everyone. I enrolled in college at 28, part-time, online, while working full-time. But I was finally doing it. Business administration with a minor in nonprofit management. James supported me completely. He took over more household responsibilities so I could study. He quizzed me on marketing principles and financial management. "You're going to be brilliant," he'd say, and I'd started believing him. My parents found out through Dylan. My mom called immediately. "Sarah, Dylan told us you're in school. Why didn't you tell us?" "Because it's not about you," I said simply. "This is for me. We want to help. I don't need your help. I need you to be proud of me without making it about yourselves." Pause. "We are proud," she said quietly. So proud." "Then just tell me that. Don't offer money. Don't make it transactional. Just be my mom." "Okay," she whispered. "I can do that." And she did. Every few weeks, she'd text asking how classes were going, not pushing, not prying, just interested. My dad sent me a care package during finals, coffee, snacks, a handwritten note that said, "You've got this. Love, Dad." It was small, but it mattered. Dylan surprised me by showing up at my apartment one Saturday with lunch. "Study break," he announced, holding up takeout bags. We ate on my couch and he asked about my courses. "Do you like it?" "I love it," I said honestly. "I forgot how much I enjoy learning."
I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Me too, but I'm here now. That's what counts. He nodded, then hesitantly, Sarah, can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think you'll ever fully forgive us? Mom, Dad, me? I thought about it. I don't know, I said honestly. Some days I think I already have. Other days I remember what I lost and get angry all over again. Forgiveness isn't a switch I can flip. It's a process. That's fair. But I want to forgive you. I want us to have a real relationship. I'm just not going to rush it or fake it to make you comfortable. I don't want you to fake it, he said. I want you to be honest, even if it's hard to hear. Then we'll be okay, eventually. That semester, I got straight A's. James threw me a surprise celebration, just the two of us, champagne and takeout. I'm so proud of you, he said, kissing my forehead. I'm proud of me too, I said, and I meant it. For the first time in my life, I was building something that was entirely mine. Not for my parents, not for Dylan, for me. My graduation was still 3 years away, but I could see it, the finish line, the degree, the proof that my dreams hadn't died, just been delayed. One evening, I sat on our balcony with a glass of wine, textbooks spread around me. James came out and wrapped a blanket around my shoulders. What are you thinking about? He asked. How different my life is now. A year ago, I was trapped. I thought I'd never get out. And now? Now? I'm free. He smiled. You fought for that freedom. Yeah, I did. The sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and pink. I thought about the girl I'd been at 17, hopeful, naive, willing to sacrifice everything for family. I thought about the woman I'd become, stronger, wiser, boundaried, and I realized I'd finally chosen myself.
A year after my wedding, my parents invited James and me to dinner. We have something we want to discuss, my mom said on the phone. I almost said no, but curiosity won. We arrived to find Dylan already there, looking nervous. What's going on? I asked as we sat down. My dad cleared his throat. We've been doing a lot of reflection this past year, working with our therapist, and we realized something. He slid a folder across the table. I opened it. Inside was a detailed spreadsheet. Every dollar I'd sent them over 10 years, dated, categorized, totaled. $92,473. We tracked everything, my mom said quietly. Every payment, every transfer. We wanted to see the reality of what you'd given us. I stared at the numbers, my throat tight. And we want to pay you back, my dad continued. I looked up sharply. What? Not all at once, he clarified. We can't, but Dylan has agreed to contribute, and we've created a payment plan. $500 a month until it's repaid in full. It'll take 15 years, but I don't want your money, I interrupted. They looked stunned. You don't? My mom asked. No, I don't. That's not why I stopped sending it. I didn't want repayment. I wanted recognition. I wanted to matter as much as Dylan, and you've given me that. This past year, you've shown up differently. You've respected my boundaries. You've celebrated my achievements without making them about you. That's worth more than any repayment plan. My dad's eyes glistened. Sarah, keep your money, I said firmly. Invest it in your retirement. Take care of yourselves. Just don't forget what it cost me. Don't take me for granted again. My mom reached across the table and took my hand. We won't. I promise you, we won't. Dylan spoke up. I still want to contribute something. If not repayment, then let me pay for your tuition. Please, let me do that. I looked at him, my little brother, who'd been given everything and was finally understanding what that meant. Okay, I said, you can help with tuition, but not because you owe me, because you want to support me. I do. I really do. Dinner that night felt different. Not perfect, not healed completely,
but honest. We talked about the past openly, no defensiveness, no blame shifting. We talked about the future, how to build healthier dynamics moving forward. We talked about accountability, how actions, not just words, would rebuild trust. As James and I drove home that night, I felt something unfamiliar settle in my chest. Peace. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of resolution. "How are you feeling?" James asked. "Like I finally closed a chapter," I said. "It wasn't the ending I expected, but it's the one I needed." He squeezed my hand. "I'm proud of you. You fought for yourself when no one else would." "I learned from the best," I said, smiling at him. That night, I wrote in my journal, a habit I'd picked up in therapy. I gave my family 10 years, $92,000, my youth, my dreams. I thought sacrifice equaled love, but real love doesn't drain you. It doesn't demand everything and offer nothing. Real love sees you, values you, chooses you. I spent a decade waiting to be chosen. Then I chose myself, and everything changed. I closed the journal and looked at James sleeping beside me. I thought about my college classes. I thought about the future I was building, and I realized I'd finally won.
So that's my story. I'm Sarah Mitchell. I gave up everything for my family, and when I asked for something in return, I was told there was no money, right before they sent my brother $15,000 for a car. That betrayal shattered me, but it also freed me because I learned the most important lesson of my life. Sacrifice without reciprocity isn't love, it's exploitation. And you're allowed to walk away from people who take advantage of your kindness, even if they're family. Today, I'm 2 years into my degree. I'm building a career I'm passionate about. I have a husband who sees my worth, and I have a relationship with my family that's based on mutual respect, not financial obligation. It's not perfect, but it's honest, and that's enough. If you're in a similar situation, if you're the person everyone leans on but no one supports, I want you to hear this. You are not selfish for setting boundaries. You are not cruel for choosing yourself. You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Your dreams matter. Your needs matter. You matter. And the people who truly love you will understand that. The ones who don't, they were never loving you. They were using you. So let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation like mine? Have you sacrificed everything for family only to be overlooked? Drop your story in the comments. Let's support each other. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. I share more stories about family dynamics, setting boundaries, and reclaiming your power every single week. Because you deserve to be more than the family ATM. You deserve to be seen. Thank you for listening to my story. And remember, choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival.